Good, thank you, Jackson. And new at 5, it's well known that you can get Lyme disease from a tick bite. But what about chronic wasting disease? News 9's Austin Schindler is live with the potential danger and what it could mean for both us and the deer. Austin.
Well, Melissa, we're learning it's possible for blood-sucking ticks to pass CWD to deer. And researchers at UW-Madison say it may have been happening for years now.
It's possible that when another deer ingests that tick, that deer could become infected.
A new study led by UW-Madison found that ticks can carry CWD, the always fatal disease that can infect an entire deer herd. But the big question is, can ticks spread CWD from one deer to another?
The research hadn't been done before. It's likely it's been happening since CWD came to Wisconsin, which is now 10, 15 years ago.
Dan Storm with the Wisconsin DNR was a part of this study. Says they don't think a CWD tick can transmit by a bite. Instead, they're focusing on what happens when a deer eats an infected tick.
Ticks are going to be around the ears and the back of the head, the face of deer. And it's very common for deer to, especially deer in the same social group, to groom one another.
When the deer grooms, it makes it much easier to ingest one of these ticks. Right now, it's known that only deer ticks and black-legged ticks can carry the disease. And researchers are digging more into how transmission happens.
They have to ingest or inhale it in some way. They have to get the prions into their body. But what this research shows is that one possible mechanism is through these infected ticks.
So is there any danger to humans if we ingest or get bit by a tick? Well, the research shows that it's very unlikely since we haven't seen a case at this time.
I think there's no need to panic whatsoever. One thing that is really evident is the CWD has not made the jump from deer to humans. There's just been no reported cases in Wisconsin.
Now that there's some data about the ingestion of ticks, researchers are focusing more on the ingestion itself and if it can spread the disease.
And Austin, before you go, what about kids? While it might not affect adults, could it be easier for kids to contract this?
Melissa, I've been told not at all. Kids are meant to be playing outside, but if they're in a tick-heavy area, make sure they're wearing pants, long sleeves, and always check for ticks afterwards. Live in Wausau, Austin Schindler, News 9, WAOW.